first signal came on a quiet Tuesday, morning barely a whisper on Earth's deep. Space monitoring systems most thought it was just static from a pulsar, but Dr. Kira Moss knew better as a xenolinguist. At the Global Space Communication Hub in Chile, she had trained for this moment. Her entire life the signal was not random, it was a language, and it was begging for help, the beginning a message. From the stars Kira listened to the same 23-second loop over and over, tonal shifts like whale songs pulsing, frequencies like heartbeats, and at the end a modulation that resembled a human scream. She ran it through every translator, then tried ancient human languages, and finally an AI-assisted neural net trained on hypothetical alien dialects. It took her 3 days of sleepless work, but finally a partial translation emerged. I will give you anything you want if you save my daughter. The transmission contained star coordinates far beyond the Kuiper Belt, in a stretch of space humans had never explored. NASA, the and even private space companies brushed it off as either a prank or an undecodable anomaly, but Kira couldn't let it go. Using her connections with Solex Solar Explorations, a semi-elitary deep space agency, she begged for a chance to follow the message. The only ship capable of such a voyage was the Helios Gate, a long-range exploration vessel. It wasn't scheduled for launch for another year, but Kira convinced them to accelerate the timeline. It was humanity's first voyage beyond the Oort cloud, and it wasn't for glory or colonization. It was for a promise for a child, the middle contact. The journey took 9 months in relativistic time. When they arrived, nothing prepared them for what they saw. Orbiting a shattered, dying star was a colossal structure, half machine, half organism, shaped like the human's shocking decision. Spiraled cathedral floating in vacuum. The ship's AI confirmed its artificial nature, likely millions of years old. They sent a ping. The alien structure responded immediately from its side, unfolded a translucent bridge of energy. Attaching to the Helios Gate, a voice, clear and haunting, entered their minds. Not through radio, but telepathy. You heard me, Kim. I am Elin of the Thalshar. My daughter is dying. Will you help Kira? And Captain Juno Reeves, leader of the mission, stepped into the alien vessel, outfitted in bioreactive suits inside. Gravity bent like light through water. The holes shimmered with living metal and oozed bioluminescent fluids. They were guided by a being unlike any they had imagined. Elin stood over 12 foot tall, a luminous being of crystalline limbs and flowing light, yet his eyes black pools with shifting galaxies inside were unmistakably filled with fear. My daughter Luri was infected by a human pathogen. She is one of only 3 remaining Thalshar children. Without her, our race ends. How could she be infected by something from Earth? Kira asked. Orin paused. We have observed your planet. Our ships have passed through your atmosphere before. One of ours brought back a specimen of life, carried something we could not detect. When Luri interacted with it, her form began degrading. Captain Reeves asked, why didn't you contact us sooner? We were afraid your kind are still violent, but we had no choice. If there is any compassion in your species, it will be shown. Now he led them to Luri, a small Thalshar child lying in what resembled a stasis pod. Her glow was dim, flickering erratically. Her form was partially collapsed, her limbs curling inward like the dangerous mission begins. A dying flower. Kira ran a scan with the ship's portable analyzer. The pathogen was similar to a retrovirus, but fused with silicon-based code, unlike anything on Earth. Still, there were enough similarities that she believed an engineered antibody could be developed. But it wouldn't be easy. The struggle saving Luri. The Helios Gates lab was not equipped for cross-species biomedical engineering, let alone curing a pathogen unknown to science. But Kira and
the team worked night and day. They used CRISPR-X tools, AI-generated protein models, and synthetic nates. Elin provided samples of Thalshar DNA, each one more complex than anything humans had ever seen. Kira formed a bond with Elrin despite their differences. He spoke of the Thalshar's decline once, the architects of interstellar harmony, now reduced to a dying species war. Arrogance and apathy had nearly destroyed them. We wanted to be gods, he admitted, but we forgot to be parents. Luri is all I have left. One night Kira stayed behind in the lab while the rest of the team rested. She monitored Luri's neural activity and was shocked to see her dreams as dreams projected on the biointerface screen were images of Earth, trees, oceans, music, and faces. Luri had been watching them too. Suddenly, alarms blared. Luri's vitals crashed. Kira initiated emergency Ni therapy with a prototype antibody compound they hadn't fully tested. Was a gamble. Elin arrived furious. You risk her life. She was dying. I had to try. He loomed over her, radiating with such intensity that Kira felt her bones vibrate, but then Luri's glow stabilized. A heartbreaking sacrifice. Her limbs relaxed, her heart, whatever passed for a Thalshar heartbeat with steady rhythm. She's stable, Kira whispered. Elin sank to the floor. Overwhelmed, you saved her. The offer anything you want. The next day, the Helios Gate systems lit up. Elin summoned the entire crew as promised. He said, I will give you anything you want. One crew member asked for infinite energy. Elin produced a crystal that pulsed with perpetual power, a source of energy that could change Earth forever. Another asked for knowledge. Elin beamed entire libraries of galactic history into her neural link. Kira stood silently. What do you desire? Elin asked her. She looked at Luri, now awake and curious, watching them. I just want her to live, that's enough. For me. Elrond smiled, not with lips but with a softening of light in his core. You are unlike your kind. You ask for nothing but give everything. Still, he offered her one last gift, a seed. This will grow into a bridge between our world's planet when your people are ready. The return. Earth's dilemma. The Helios Gate returned home 2 years after departure, though only 13 months had passed on board due to time dilation. The world was skeptical of their story until they demonstrated Elin's gifts, but humanity argued over what to do next. Should they plant the seed and open contact with the Thalshar, or should they keep the knowledge hidden, fearing what alien influence could bring? Governments debated, religions reeled, corporations fought to control the crystal's energy. Kira, exhausted by the politics, left the unexpected twist ending public life. She kept the seed in a stasis vault, waiting. One night as she watched the stars, a soft voice entered her thoughts. We remember you, Kira. Luri is well. She asks about you. A tear fell from her eye. The ending, a choice for humanity. 10 years past. Climate disasters, accelerated resource wars erupted, but humanity survived and slowly, perhaps miraculously, grew wiser. On the anniversary of first contact, Kira stood before the unassembly holding the Thalshar seed. She placed it into a prepared grove beneath the open sky. The seed pulsed, vines of living light erupted upward, intertwining into a portal that shimmered like the surface of a bubble. From it stepped Elin, holding Luz.